We value all of you. We value every one of you. And our vision for our firm and our vision for you is going to all work together through a new set of values that I live by, that I want us to live by and work on together to create for our clients the best professional legal experience they've ever had. They come to us with their problems, and we are here to help them in the time of their life that they never expected to be in this position. And we are here to comfort them, to have their backs, to help them through this tragedy, and for them to see a bright light. And the future for them is going to be bright using us, but the future for us, working together, following certain core values that we're going to talk about, is going to enrich your lives, give you and bring you the happiness that you want to come to work, that you want to achieve something powerful, and that you are happy doing it. And you tell your friends and neighbors, I work for Walner Law. I can't believe the great things we do for people, and I enjoy my job, and I enjoy working together with other people who are situated the same as me. Come home and tell your friends and neighbors how proud you are. And to be proud, I have a mission for that, and I have values that I would like everyone to be a part of to achieve this great success for you. And I wanted to say, how do we get here? And, we are, what I want to believe is a family working together to achieve great results, to have each other's back. And this started out as a family law firm in 1961. It was called Rosner and Walner. And they were neighbors. David Rosner and Harvey Walner, my dad, were next door neighbors, and they wanted to start a firm together to build something in Chicago that would resemble their values and their vision of a successful personal injury firm. And in 1973, Dave Rosner had a new vision for himself, to be involved on the other side of being a personal injury lawyer, the insurance side. So he bought an insurance company, and he grew this insurance company. And he, in 1973, he in fact took it public, and it was an exciting venture. And we had a gentleman here named working here as an attorney. I don't know if you ever remember him, Shelby Canarish. And Shelby Canarish was the brother-in-law of Dave Rosner, and he was the first attorney taking it on to achieve the results of, the vision for Rosner and Walner. 23 years ago, my dad, Harvey Walner, had his stroke. A stroke that left him with aphasia, inability to express himself or to understand what you were saying to him, inability to have mobility in his right arm and right leg, to get up, to stand up, to go to the bathroom on his own without 24-hour care. Well, we didn't know this was going to be the future for him for this stroke. As we were in the hospital, we didn't know what the future was for him. So I called the office and let them know, and some people said, well, what's in it for me? Is this firm around? Am I going to be around? What's happened? And I immediately fired them within the week, because they said, what is in it for me? And said, how can we help you? Because my dad grew this family law firm since 1961. He was by himself in 73. He was providing for your families and your wives and grandchildren. And he thought he was doing the best he could to make the law firm happy. And when the people said, well, what's in it for me? I said, you have violated the family. You weren't in it. How could I help you? What could I do for you? What could we do for you to work as a team together to help you succeed? And of course, as I told you, that I fired 3 people the next day. And I want to say, so when I took over the firm, my first hire was Tracy. And Tracy said to me, tell me about you. When I think of personal injury law firms, I think of ambulance chasers, she said. And it struck me hard. And it was like an insult to me, but I was looking at it from her point of view. And I said to her, to answer her questions, why I think it would be a great place for you, because you come from a strong academic background, a strong work background, and I want you to be happy here, and I want you to see we provide service to you. So she agreed to come, Shelby and I interviewed her to come work for us, and we are so happy. My first employee is still here with us, and that is a great testament, maybe in her mind, to stay with us, because she watched it grow. And what is interesting is that, we grew in phenomenal ways. We started out, when I came here, we were on an entire floor of 230 Western Row. On the 24th floor, we had 41 or 44 employees, I forgot. And we make 5 times more with this family of people that my father has ever made in his lifetime. The accountant said, you have made more money in my first year of taking over, my first years, I forgot, Tracy, and he said, I've never seen anything like this. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. And we did get rid of rotten apples, people that were bad, that were against me, that weren't following my vision of how I wanted to succeed. And it was very hard to do. But I've been working for my dad since I was 16 years old. You know, I come to the office and would work on the accountings and putting files together. And then when I got my driver's license, well, first when I was a kid, I'd go to the clients' houses with my dad. And we'd go meet the clients where they were, because that's how it was back in the day. You had to go meet the clients. You had to see them. We had a man that worked for us named Lou Pichuk who would come and also see the clients. And then when I was 16, I got my driver's license. I went to the clients' houses and I met with them. And I continued when I was in law school to bring them closing sheets or papers for them to sign, because my dad would assign me to do that. And then when I started working here, I was always in the law firm, always. I went to law school right next to the firm, and people that are here today, Judy helped me in law school to type my papers, to help me through what I was going through between 1984 and 1987 when I was in law school. But I want you to know that this is horrible to say, but when I worked as an attorney in 1987, that I was always made an example of. I was humiliated by my dad. He would like bring a group together. He would yell at me about the way that I was handling the files, what I was doing. And I realized right then, I don't like this. He would also scream a lot. And like when things weren't going right, he would scream and yell. And it was like his way or the highway. And if you don't appreciate being screamed at and yelled at, that this isn't the place for you. So as soon as he had the stroke, I came back, never wanted to yell at anyone, never wanted to scream at it, never want anyone humiliated. So when they come home to their house, they're saying, I had a great day to work. My boss yelled at me and humiliated, but he did it in front of other people. I never wanted that to happen again, ever. And so I wanted to be surrounded by people that wanted to come to work, to be part of our firm, wanted to help it grow, to help the clients achieve the results that they hired our firm to do for them. And I wanted to say that the future is bright, and we're gonna talk about the impetus to bring us here today. Though there was an open meeting in the office. I felt that something wasn't right. I sensed it in the air that we were no longer a family firm. That people were gossiping behind each other's backs. That they saw other people doing things that they didn't think was right. And we had a meeting, and they aired to me what was of the utmost concern to them and how they wanted me to make it better. And they suggested, these are some of the suggestions we have for you. And I love that. Tell me, I like to have an open door. What is it that we're not giving you that we should give you to succeed? And what I got, first of all, is what are the official days off of Walner Law? But I didn't say that, but I said I changed the name for Harvey Walner Associates to Walner Law. I registered as a trademark. I got a new phone number to breathe life and air into a new beginning, a new way of doing business that I envisioned. And I kind of didn't talk about that. What are the officials' day off of Walner Law? People should know that, right? But the employees didn't. And I found that to be not well. It's not well for the health and welfare of what you guys are and starting to do in your lives and your vacations. What is the employee dress code? Something I never thought of. And what are the official office times? Wow, I was taken aback. What are the official office times? Wow, I didn't know people didn't know this, right? And people want a review of how they are doing. How am I doing? Am I meeting your expectations? Am I getting out all the specials I should? How much should I be getting out? What do you expect of me? I want to be reviewed. That was one of the most important aspects of the discussions with me. I want to be reviewed. everyone wants to be reviewed. And I take that seriously, And so what we did was we created an employee handbook. Our office never had an employee handbook. We want everyone to know these are the rules, not these are the rules, these are the guidance of Harvey Walner. This is the rules that you have to follow to be an employer. So everyone feels comfortable. They're going to get reviewed. These are the office hours. These are the holidays. This is the dress code. You know it. It's in writing. No one is above anyone else or gets special treatment. We're all the same. To eliminate gossiping and bad atmosphere and sour feelings. There's nothing that is worse for any firm than gossip. Gossip that isn't true, that can't be resurrected because I didn't know what I was dealing with. So we talked about gossip in the handbook, and that was it tires people out. It puts you down, and it's bad for the office. And we did let people go that were creating problems for me in terms of gossip and not living up to expectations, having other people believe, well, if that person's doing that, then I could do it. The firm had a bad attitude. And this is what we're doing here, is we're bringing fresh air that we value. We're bringing fresh air into this office, and we are excited for our future. We'll talk a little bit about that. We believe, why do clients like to come to Walner Law? Why have their great-grandchildren, their grandchildren, their uncles, their aunts, why do they come to us? And we are grateful for them. And why are we are grateful for them, and I am grateful for you to put them in position to win. And because we don't cut corners at Walner Law. We do not cut corners. We investigate all aspects of the client's cases. We will document it. We will spend the money to investigate their cases, to put the right people behind them, the right experts, to make sure the clients have a successful case. And our priority here is to not make sure that you have the most comfortable life, but we value you, that you have the client's back to make sure their life is better. That I pride you and everyone working together. We do not ignore our clients. The biggest complaint why I get cases from other law firms, or people leave other law firms and come to us, or why the grandparents say, I want you to handle my grandchild's case, I want you to handle my uncle's malpractice case, because we do not ignore our clients. Successful firms return the client's calls. We return their emails. We return their text messages. We value our clients, and we show it by communicating with them all the time. And I love that about our firm, and I hope we keep it up, because that's what people say. They come to me, that you return our calls, you respect us, and you care about me. And of course, it's my firm, so do I doing this more than others? Well, it's expected of me. Do I return the calls on Saturday and Sunday? Do I go visit them in the hospitals? Do I go visit them where they are? Am I taking their calls on Thursday night, Friday night? Am I taking their calls last night at midnight? Of course, because the firm would be unsuccessful if they weren't communicated back to. And I'm grateful. People do go above and beyond what they're expected. Some people, office hours don't apply to them. They did it on their own. They said, we want to succeed. And if certain people here work on Saturdays in the office, they work at night. I didn't tell them to work at night, but they've gone above and beyond. And my firm, first of all, thank you for Leah to put this together. Okay, I really appreciate all the work you did, and the gift bags and the menu and the food and the decorations. And I am grateful for Joe Matthews and Steve Miller and the team at Fortress. And Fortress is a big group of individuals at a marketing and advertising firm that are looking out for the success of Walner Law. And the owner of the firm, and it's a gigantic company, is here today. And so thank you, Joe, for coming here today and being with us and having Fortress wish for the success of Walner Law. And I like people that root for me and have my back. And we just thanked Joe, and we thank Steve Miller for all the effort he puts in and coming to our office and talking to all our employees. How can Fortress make your job better? How could we better find the better solution that your clients are called back? Because they listen to our phone calls. They listen to our communications with their staff. They read our emails and our text messages, and they take it upon themselves to say, you aren't doing this for your clients. And I appreciate they're not hired to do that. They're hired to bring me outdoors and to the media and to TV and build a brand for us, a brand that clients say, we recognize Walner Law as successful, as the preeminent firm to conquer all your problems and to put you in a better financial position than you ever would have been before this. And I really am grateful that Fortress is on my side. And I never asked Steve or Joel to call me at night, but they call me on the weekends and they call me at night and they'll take times out and they'll say, John, can we come visit you? Could you come see us? We want to show what we have for you. And I love that about Fortress, and I'm grateful that we have them working for us, because the better Fortress does for us, the more money we make, obviously, in our firm. But to win, we have to grow together. We have to follow the core values that I believe are important for me to live by, but for you to live by with me, to grow together and to be better. I want to talk to you about these core values and why they're important. And do we have can we put that on the monitor? No? Okay. So we put this little sheet together. Let me just move this easel better. And it says, Walner Law core values. What makes a successful firm, what makes a firm successful in what is the main core value that we have to make our firm successful is clients first. We're a client-centric firm. We work for the clients. Clients first. Putting our clients first means we recognize without them we would not exist. They are the center of our philosophy, our operations, and our ideas. And if we all believe this together, they will get the best experience possible. Clients first. We work for them. Number one. Positivity is contagious. When you're happy and you have a positive outlook on what you're doing, you will be happier, but the client will get a better experience. We model optimistic, enthusiastic, and grateful behavior every day. And in so doing, we're able to bring the highest probability of success to our clients. I don't ask people to go above and beyond. They just do it. When it was pointed out to me that we need a better software system to better enable us to be more helpful to our clients, people on their own that I'm grateful for said, I am going to be on board and I'm going to help us be successful. I'm going to put some webinars together. I'm going to make people come. We're going to make sure that all our past clients are integrated in the new, and this is my idea, and this is what I want to do. Walner, what do you think? I'm like an all in. I love your ideas. I love your positivity. And I love what you are doing for us with your positive attitude and wanting to have the clients back. And we realized that was the software. You know, it's always, I said, you don't have to acknowledge out loud, but I just want to say, we're thankful for, Robert, Valentina, and Leah leading us in this new world that we never thought would be so complicated. We never knew the software would be so complicated and so hard and how to get it there. Empathy. You got to have empathy for the client situations. We have to have empathy because it's the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. We believe in empathy, and it comes first in everything that we do. The nature of our work requires it. I sat in the room of Shay Haynes, who was in a coma for 30 days. I went to the hospital every day for 30 days and sat with her mother in the cafeteria praying for her. We had a terrible tragedy where a brother and a sister were killed simultaneously in a car. I went to these people's houses every day for 2 weeks. I would sit with Shay Haynes' mother, then I'd go around the corner in Maywood to their house. What? Yes, right. And there's so many stories where I sit in why did you choose to go to me? Because you came to the hospital, you held my hand, and you prayed for me. How do I know what it's to have empathy? Is it built in with me? I've experienced other people needing my support. When my brother committed suicide in 2012, it was a shock to everyone in my family. who was there? I had to be, so no one could do anything. Anyone was paralyzed in all their decision making. No one knew what to do. And they looked to me. I didn't have all the answers. I never experienced someone losing their life to suicide. And how were things going to get done? No one reached out to me to help me. No one. No one said this is, so I had to get my brother's body to the morgue to be tested. I had to find a coffin to put my brother in an airline that would take the body of a deceased to come to Chicago. And we put someone on the airplane with them so he had comfortable. So he was comfortable. And then, and then my mom's paralyzed and my dad's paralyzed and my sister doesn't know what's going on. My children didn't know how to grapple with this. And that's the first time in my life I was ever struck that other people needed to have grace upon them, that other people needed to be hugged and held. And from that experience of being in my brother's hospital room before he committed suicide, and I laid in bed with him, and I was visiting a girl in the hospital the other day, Alexandra Hunt, and I sat on her bed and I held her hand. She said, "Thank you, Mr. Walner." And I knew what people, other lawyers don't do this because I've been with other famous firms in the city visiting our clients, and I held their hand and said, "No one's touched me. The nurses don't touch me. They take my blood out of me. They're putting oxygen monitors on my finger, but no one has touched me and held me." And I sat in her bed and I held her and I rubbed her body skin to skin. Everyone likes to be touched and empathy. No, everyone sitting in the hospital that I meet all the time, no one's touching. They're sitting in a chair away from the patient. They're saying, "Let me get you lunch." But no one's sitting in the bed with them and holding them, saying, "I got you. I got your back." And that's important. And the quality of work product that we do is a team. We strive to give our clients a first-rate experience from day one. I pride that we do quality work. Give quality work in everything you do. And if you bring quality work to our clients, you have pride. You will feel positive. You will realize that empathy is important because the quality of the work makes you feel more empathetic. And trust. Trust in the workplace is essential. It means our employees enjoy a culture of honesty, psychological safety, and mutual respect. Our team is proud of where they work, and they are willing to go above and beyond as a result. I trust that you believe trust is essential. This is my vision, that you believe trust is essential. You don't have to believe it, and we want you to continue with it, but you don't have to continue with this. You are not a prisoner, but we want you to be here. We want you to trust each other, to build trust in each other. And we want to do it as a team. We believe in the power of teamwork. To us, teamwork or collaboration meets efficiency. It is one of our primary motivators. We are committed to improving cohesion between all members of our team. And with that, you could almost guarantee your project will find success. If you realize together that Miss Jones needs to get $50,000, once after we get her the 50, well, how's she getting in her pocket? And that requires a team. And there are liens on the case. There are people that are owed money. There are doctors and hospitals. But if we don't work as a team together to achieve this, one thing is gathering all the records. One thing is talking to the client all the time. One thing is to make sure they're in front of the right doctors, that the right detectives and police detectives have guaranteed the success of the case. But now you get the money, and this is where real teamwork is involved. That in order for Judy to give a person a check and the person that gets a check to say, "Thank you, Mr. Walner." Do you know the teamwork that goes into that? That Robert has to break down who the lien holders are. He has to get help from you to call these lien holders. He has to ask people to reduce some bills. He then has to have the paralegals make sure this is okay before he says to the client, "This is what I am going to get you." And now to get them the check, there's teamwork involved in getting that check. And this is everything we do. And everything we do requires teamwork. I was just giving one example of the client actually getting a check in his pocket. And being goal-oriented means focusing on completing specific tasks to achieve a planned outcome that you are proud of, right? Let's work together as a team. Let's have empathy, be positive. Let's trust each other. Let's be proud of what we're doing. And that is goals. Someone who is goal-oriented is driven by this purpose. This is a founding principle of ours, with the goal being the success of each client we work with. That is our goal. And what we're doing now is we are starting to educate you to be the best paralegal that you could possibly be, the best lawyer you could possibly be. We are now training our staff to achieve this goal. And we've already had Valentina and Kristen and Honey and Leah start getting involved, what we call a vision for you, a vision for success. And we're going to give continuing training to everyone here. You're going to get the training. I'm paying for everyone to be more successful, and the future looks bright, and we're doing it through training with a third party. And I just want to say, I was talking to Joel about this morning, have you achieved success beyond your wildest dream? And I'm like, I never envisioned that a person would come to me who lost his legs, and I would get him $23 million for at the workplace injury that a baler sliced his legs off. I never believed that I would be in this person's hospital. I never believed that I would have his kids around me, they'd buy them PlayStation because the dad is sitting there without legs. I never envisioned myself meeting a person without legs that I am in bed with him, that his girlfriend is here and I'm holding her hand. What does the future look like for her? What does the future look like for the kids? I want to tell you what the future looks like for you and the kids. And so when we achieved this huge result of $23 million for this man, then all of a sudden we started getting cases that I've never believed we could get. $21 million, $11 million, $14 million for a 4-year-old surviving child of a 34-year-old woman. And I was in the grandmother's house in Rockford, Illinois, went to her house. She wanted to meet the man that could achieve justice for her 4-year-old grandchild. And I spent the whole day there. Then I went back the next day and spent time with her, and I met all the members of her family. And I sat down and I wrote notes. What did mom mean to you? And, learning empathy, and I was so sad, and I've never experienced how much the loss of this person meant to all these people. And we got her $14.75 million. And the stories go on. And they built on each other, and the big cases kept building, and we keep getting huge cases. Irving Gonzalez, as you know, he broke both his legs and his arm in a massive truck accident. And I met with Irving the other day. Of course, I was in Loyola Hospital with him, and Alexander Hunt that Robert's working on. These are huge cases because of our past success, that people have heard about us and know about us and want us to help them. And just the other day, I'm sitting with Irving's ex-wife, and she's like, what can I do, Mr. Walner, for him? I live in Puerto Rico. I have no place to live here. I have no car. So I arranged for her life to be better because helping him was going to achieve happiness for her, and these stories go on and on. And what does the future look like for us? It's huge growth in other cities. I want to bring the philosophy that I have through our employees, and I want to grow to Miami, to Baltimore, to Arizona. And I have met with and aligned myself with people that want these dreams together. And I've brought this person to Fortress. And Fortress has met this person. They are building him up and me up together. And together, we're going to go to Baltimore, we're going to go to Philly, we're going to go to DC, we're going to go to Miami, and we're going to grow the firm on my core values, on my belief in you put the right culture together. That is going to grow you. It's going to lift the clients, and it's going to make them refer us business and say, you know what, Walner, we like what you did for us. I want you to handle this case. So I hope with this handbook and the value and the core values that I've explained to you, that I hope we could live by together, will enrich your lives and will make you proud of where you work, proud of what you do, proud of how you're helping people. And this is for you. This day's for you. It's our vision for you. And I hope you come along with me on this journey. So thank everyone for being here.